Hey YouTube, I'm back at you with the review for the latest episode of Empire. Empire finally returned, finally, because I was suffering with Star. So let me just hop right on into it. Empire starts off with Lucious just showing us that he is part Satan with this his new brainchild, Inferno. Remy Ma is on stage doing a performance, doing a real good job. She got that long ass weave. I don't understand why people get hair that long. It just looks unnecessary. I don't get it. I'm sorry. Cookie comes through looking gorgeous, telling Lucious that he needs to step down because he was doing that dry snitching shit with Angelo and she was not here for it. Cookie walks away and you know that she has more up her sleeve. Lucious gets on stage and he's talking to the audience, and all of a sudden somebody walks up on stage. The audience members are acting ghetto as hell, yelling like, "Who that? Who that, Lucious? Who that old lady?" Like, y'all ain't got no sense, none. So he turned around, it's his mother. Cookie grabbed the mic like, "Oh, this is Leah Walker. This is Lucious's mother. That's had such an influence on his life," or some shit. I don't know what she said. But they like, "Oh, he thought she was dead," like calling him a liar and stuff like that. This guy comes out on stage, just basically was like, "All right, everyone. Well, you've got your goodie bags. Thank you for coming through. We hope that you'll be continuing to partake in the Empire festivities," or I don't know what the fuck he said. He said, like, "You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here because shit done changed." Xavier, the AR dude, is kissing ass in the meeting. Dre wants Nessa to be the showcase headliner, and Hakeem wants Tiana. So Tiana, or Hakeem, is acting like a little ass kid. He ends up going to Lucious like, "Mom already approved it." And he's like, "Oh, who did Mom approve?" So he says Tiana. So he's like, "Oh, that settles it. Nessa will be the headliner for the the showcase." So everyone's going to visit Jamal in rehab. So who do we see but Tori Ash? Tori Ash is Rumor Willis, and Rumor Willis has a beautiful voice. I love her voice. She's a really good singer. And she's saying to Cookie, like, she's surprised that all the little lion cubs aren't locked away somewhere. And I was just like, damn, how she just coming through with the rudeness like she know people out here. Whatever. Of course, Lucious is fashionably late and he shows up. Jamal ends up talking about he want to go home, and it's like, did the psychiatrist know he was gonna ask that? Because why you already talking about coming home? So then they're put in a situation where they have to tell him, like, you know, you need to stay or whatever. He's saying that he has a melody that he has to get out, and I was just looking at him like, nigga, if you don't fucking grab a fucking phone, if you don't record something, like, don't get him a tape recorder. Get him one of them old school little radios with a mic. Shit. He said some shit about Cookie being the one who gave him the pills, and it's like, I'd have been like, how dare you bring that shit up in front of everybody? Like, you know why I did that shit. And, I mean, it was wrong, but he brought that shit up to her like D Major was the one fucking you and supplying you. Don't sit up here and try to throw me under the bus at the meeting because I'm the one that sent you to rehab. Like, I know what the fuck he was trying to do. He was trying to make her feel guilty, but I wouldn't have had that. I'd have been like, "Oh, no, nigga, no. You was about to try to fuck up my stuff with your little withdrawals and shit. Look, I got you good for the day. Sent you off to rehab. You're welcome." So Thirsty is grabbing a hot dog from a little vendor outside, and a secret agent hands him a napkin that says the name Frank Gathers on it. Thirsty is talking to Lucious, and Lucious concludes that it is Bobby Bam Bam King that is the new witness for the prosecution. So Thirsty is like, he got it covered. And I was not really here when Thirsty was introduced to us. because I just didn't like how he was introduced. I just didn't feel like Lucious would need some like bum ass looking attorney that you found in the damn visiting section. But he's a really good actor, and I really like his addition to like, you know, his contribution to the show. He's good. Exhibit and Dre are meeting in some garage somewhere and talking about their little secret partnership. And Exhibit is saying like, oh, now that Lucius has Inferno, it's not going to be easy to take it from him. And Dre with his little crazy sexy ass like, oh, you heard me wrong. I said I was going to kill him, not take it. So, yeah, we gonna build an army and we gonna get this done. And Exhibit is like, oh, so you trying to use my men. And Andre is thinking of them as their men. Like, those are our men. So he just walks away like, you know what you gonna do if you know what's good for you. Cause Exhibit, he can't trust Lucius. Lucius would definitely have him killed if he knew what he was doing with his brother, giving him information and shit. Lucius holds a press conference and you think it's going to be about him discussing the fact that his mother is actually alive. So Lucius is such a fucking snake. He's like, yeah, so that situation with my mother, like, you know, like I said, she was dead and she alive. That's personal. But what I would like to talk about is the fact that your mayor is a murderer and we want to see him prosecuted. And I'm going to offer a $300,000 reward for anybody with evidence that leads to his conviction. Like, Lucius, what is wrong with you? You are great. Like, he is fucking insane. So he's talking about he's endorsing this other mayor. Like, how are you going through this? We find out you lying and you holding a press conference saying you endorsing another mayor just so that nobody is focused on the fact that your dead mother is now alive. Whatever, he handled it well. Tori and Jamal are having a little duet, and it was really, really good. They were sharing about basically the high that performing and doing what they loved gives them, and basically saying that they trying to chase that high. That was the best high they ever have had. It kind of seemed like they were trying to make it seem like it was a drug that they were about to go chase, but I could tell that they were referring to the performance as their favorite high that they've had. Nessa is on stage performing at the showcase and she is doing it. She is doing an amazing job. I didn't care for her ensemble, but it seems like they're trying to give us that old hip hop vibe with a little like, you know, a little touch of class with the high heels, but you got like a fucking baggy ass track suit with a crop top. Like, okay. Then all of a sudden Cookie shows up and Hakeem and Tiana come out and steal the show for a little bit. I was here for it. That was a really good performance. It was really good. And I like that little back and forth thing they had going on because it was like they turned off Nessa's microphone. So Andre basically gave her that look like, you got this, baby. You got this. Don't even sweat it. So as soon as they turned her shit on, she gave a little flow that seemed like it was directed toward Tiana and Hakeem. She kind of made Tiana like look like, bitch, I'm the real vocalist here. Okay? I'm just letting you know there's a new bitch in town. Hello. Lucious was mad, but Cookie is like, you should be thanking me because I got your party lit. I think Cookie too old to be saying lit, but that's just me. That's just me. After the performance, Nessa gonna whisper to Tiana, you tried it. She's like, I'm a lady, and I'm not gonna beat your ass this time. So Tiana was like how she should have beat her ass for stealing that fashion show from her. Yo, Nessa pushed her little ass right off stage. Nessa took her ass, pushed her little ass off stage, jumped off, and proceeded to smack the shit out of her. They did a little tussle around. Exhibit on stage like the ghetto ass brother talking about, beat her ass, Nessa, beat her ass, At the end of the performance, Cookie and Lucious find out that Jamal has escaped from the rehab with Tori. The first thing they think of is going to find D Major because they know that he was the one supplying him with drugs. So they pop up on D Major and they hem him up quick. They got Lucious' little security guards jack him up. And I felt bad because we know, like, even though he is a fucked up influence, he actually cares for Jamal. Like, I feel like he loves Jamal. And he's saying, like, he doesn't know anything about it. So a video surfaces of Jamal with Tori going to this spot. So Cookie recognizes where it is, so she's out. They go to the studio. They see this guy sitting on the couch. He eating a bowl of cereal, y'all. He being a little short with them. Lucious's guard makes quick work of him. Got his cereal all over his stomach and his lap. I was like, damn, my nigga was mad as fuck. He ain't get to finish them Fruit Loops. This shit ain't even look, they ain't even look soggy yet. My nigga was tight over that shit, okay? They end up finding Tori and Jamal in Studio 1, laying down a little track. It seems like Cookie and Lucky were looking at them like, you know, like, oh, he's back. Like, he's doing what he loves. This is how he was singing before. But they end up interrupting it, and Tori trying to be rude, trying to brush them out. And Cookie's like, you know what you need? You need an ass whooping. And Tori trying to get smart with her, and Cookie's like, you know what you don't? You don't want none of this. Jamal gonna say, no, she don't, mama. No, she don't. She really don't. She really don't. Yo, I was cracking up because that's like some hood shit. Like, you know, when your mom will go the fuck off and the kid be having to calm down the mother, like, no, she don't want to, no, ma, she don't want to fuck with you. No, she don't want none today. No, she know you will be her ass, ma. She know. Please. So we see Thirsty and Becky in the car. It was my favorite little duo of the whole episode. But that's just because I got a love for Gabby, you know? So they in the car with Lucious's mother. And then they at this place, they picking up Bam Bam's mother. So Becky gonna say to Lucious's mother, like, is this your friend? She like, I don't know her. And Becky's like, I know you don't got me over here kidnapping old ladies with you. Like, I am not doing a bid over this. And Thirsty's like, nah, that's not what it's doing. That's not what I'm doing. Like, we good. We straight. So we come to find Bam Bam chefing up in a little diner somewhere. He turns around to see that his mama is outside of the shop with Thirsty. So he looking like, mama. He come around to see that Lucious is sitting at a booth. So when Big Boy Bam Bam sat down, did anybody else notice how much room that booth had? Because I feel like y'all had to specially make that booth just for this scene. Because I ain't never seen a booth that had that much room. All right? Now, us fat people, we know. You ever been in a booth where you was like, or you had to like give a little pushback. That big boy sat down with no problem. And I was like, what restaurant is that? They cater to a super-sized crowd, okay? Lucious is telling him, like, I took care of your daughter. I took care of all her medical bills, and she ended up passing away. I took care of your mother, and I know good and damn well you're going to take care of me when it's time for you to get in front of this grand jury. We know that he's going to comply because Lucious like, look, I got your mother outside, so what you want? What you want to do? What you trying to do here? Lucious's brother is off the case because they don't have any evidence because their witness has recanted. And then now we find out that you his half brother. So my nigga, we putting you on paid leave. So go about your business. Like, if I was him, I'd be going on vacation. Like, you know that's a bitter ass nigga because he still want to do the shit. He still want to go after him. And you know that the father is the one with the bitter blood because he made some bitter ass vengeful sons. They can't fucking let shit go. What the brother need is some pussy. That's what the fuck he need. Or some dick. I don't know what the fuck he wants. But he needs a love interest to take his mind off of trying to bring his brother down. Because that shit is looking real pathetic. Angelo proves to be innocent of, being responsible for the death of the girl who drowned in the lake. The guy who actually did it comes forward, and Cookie and Jamal are watching it on TV. So Cookie gonna ask Jamal, "Are you a dope fiend?" And I was just like, God damn, Cookie, why you had to ask it like you just, wow. But so then Jamal says, like, Mom, I swear on everything, I'm not taking those pills anymore. I'm done with the pills. So Cookie feels like everything is gonna be okay, and I'm like, I doubt it. Jamal makes a statement that Lucious did all of this just for you. That's a twisted kind of love, and it sure is. That's sad, because Lucious is fucking crazy over her. Literally crazy, insane. But it's like he still don't want to do the right thing. He wants her to comply to him instead of him being able to compromise and make it work so that he could actually be with the person that he loves this much. They're having a meeting at Empire, and the first thing Lucious says is, Xavier, you're fired. So he's clearly shocked. Like, what happened? What happened? So they say, like, I'm not taking anybody here that's getting kickbacks, because I found out from WZBX that you were, getting kickbacks or whatever. So he's like, no, that's not true. That's not true. But we saw Thirsty have a little situation. He had something that went on with him and the people from that news station or that radio station when he was doing the drop off or switcheroo with the mama situation, And he gets fired. Becky is happy. She pleased. He gonna say to Becky, like, you know me. Tell them I didn't do this. She like, I don't know you, man. This is business. Bye. So Lucious goes to introduce his new head of AR. He gives a big introduction. He's saying that it's a woman who has kept him in check, who has been there for him, whose DNA is in the very company of Empire, who will also be the muse for his future productions. That is his wife, Anika Lyon. Cookie and Becky were like, what the fuck? Cookie was clearly like, oh, hell fucking nah, this is the last straw. Becky, she needs to figure something out, because she cannot keep being treated like this at the company. I don't want her to quit, but goddamn, I hope if she's not part of that company, she still has a major role in the show, because I want them to go further into her relationship with this fine ass rapper dude that she got, who also tried to have a job for her. So, like, what's she gonna do? What is she gonna do? So Anika walks out looking amazing, but she's a snake, so there's gonna be some shit with her. We find Lucky sitting up in the studio, and Cookie casually walks in. She's talking to him, and she starts to reminisce about the first album that he won a gold for. And then she pulls out a baseball bat, and Cookie gets to swinging. Cookie goes to breaking glass here, there. There's a moment where Lucious tries to walk up on her, and she's like, no, nigga, come closer and I'm gonna beat your ass. So he tries to walk up. She clocked the shit out of that nigga. She did a home run on his head. He looked dazed. He looked confused. Like, he was trying to figure out, where the fuck am I? Like, what the fuck is going on? What's happening? What's the day of the week? Like, so she's smashing all these records and just going down the memories of, like, oh, this is the record that I was sending you recordings, like, over the phone. Oh, this is the message where I was, like, doing this and that. Like, you built this whole company on my back, and now you trying to erase me? Like, is that what you trying to do? So Cookie goes to smashing up his piano, and he walks into his office to find his and Anika's picture smashed on the ground. And then he finally starts looking at her like he understands the pain that he caused her. So she's saying, like, I did 17 years for you. Like, don't you understand? Like, I sat in that dirty ass prison while you out here making millions. Like, and you sitting up here trying to erase me. She goes to smack him. He's holding her arms, whatever. And they start kissing. And I was just like, no, Cookie, no. Don't give it to him. Don't give him that poom poom, no. So Jamal is somewhere singing in the background. Singing in the background. So they like getting real hot and heavy on the piano. And Cookie just stops. She stops and she's like, no, no. She was like, I told you I was done with you and I meant it. And she walks away. Y'all, yo, that shit brought a tear to my eye. Like, that really made me so emotional. Because it was just like, just the feeling of loving somebody so much, but they've hurt you in so many ways that you just cannot get past it. I cannot have you in a way that I need, in a healthy way. I can't be like this. And the fact that I want to do all of this to you, I'm going to end up killing you. That was the episode. And I loved it. That was a wonderful, wonderful entrance back into our lives. I was completely pleased and satisfied. Yay. Because Lee Daniels, I was like, I wasn't feeling him like for a while because of Star. Star was fucking it up. But I like Empire. Empire was giving it to me, so this was good. All right, well, thank you for watching. I'll see you later for another review of something else.